Good. Roxy's right there. That's usually what we do, right? Not what we do at all. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Today, we're discussing Kathleen Kennedy is actually stepping down from Lucasfilm. That's the new report that it's going to happen in August. Star Wars Newsnet talking about it from Jeff Snyder's report. Speaking of Star Wars, Andor Season 2, the reviews are in. I watched the whole entire season, and we'll discuss that. We'll discuss what's going on with Star Wars and what people think about it. Got a lot to discuss, and we'll be talking TV. The Last of Us happened. That was a big one over the weekend. We might do spoilers on that one, so you got to we'll give you a warning. It's going to be a new poster and trailer for Wednesday. Definitely get a Minecraft 2. We're not getting a Sinners 2. And the big story I want to discuss with Roxy here today. The Oscars are finally making it a requirement that the people who are voting have to watch all the movies. Why that wasn't a requirement in the first place, who knows? But we'll discuss that and more on the show. And I might just have a special guest starting the show with us. But you got to see who it is. Start guessing. Let's see if you can guess who it is, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. All right, you start putting it in the comments now. Ready? Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. Here it is Tuesday, and joining me on the show, as always, Roxy Stryer. Hello, Roxy. How are you?
Hi, Kristian. What's up, man?
People are guessing Big Balls. People are guessing Sam. Someone guessed Chris Jericho.
Let me see. You want me to text him? Can you make it right now?
I don't know, but I'll tell you who we do have here. You guys want the reveal? We're going to do the reveal right now. And I think this is it, hopefully. Yep, there he is.
Hi, everybody. I seen somebody said Matt.
Oh, someone said Matt? Okay.
I think, unless it's another Matt. Roxy, how are you?
I'm good. I miss you. I wish that you guys were both out here instead of being back east, although I'm kind of jealous.
You miss Kristian more. I stole him. I stole him from you.
She's tired.
Yeah. What do you think about the in shape journey he's on right now?
Oh, don't get him started.
You know, he made one of those New Year resolution that he'd be down at Sarah BJJ, but I think that's for 2026. But he's now getting in shape to do jujitsu. That's what he said.
That is true. No, that is true. I want to be in shape because look, I ain't no spring chicken.
Dude, man, shit, dude. I'm 50.
But you're like one of the best in the world. What am I gonna do?
I'm one of the best 50-year-olds in the world. Is that what I am?
Come on, man. You're a legendary BJJ.
Oh, thank you. It's not about me. We got Roxy here. And the first thing I said when I seen him today, Roxy, I gotta stop moving, is what I say to you.
You said you looking svelte, and then he said, why are you flexing your tris in front of me?
Once I said that, he was doing something with the thing, and he started flexing his tricep. He says he doesn't, but
not true.
Man, I would do jujitsu so quickly if I was there and you would train me. That would be the most fun thing in the world.
You don't understand. It's just a little bit of a distance for me, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do? My family's going out of town in LA for like a week.
I smell a kegger.
It's just gonna be my body odor at your studio.
It'll be like old school. It'll be like fucking older school because they were like in their 30s.
100%. So Matt's here. We're gonna talk about the first story with Matt.
Do that, man. Give me a story, then I'll get out of here. I don't want
to. We'll do one story, and then we'll get in here. But how good is that pizza place I introduced you to?
Talio's?
Yeah,
dude. I'm like, and you know, I'm going there after this, and they opened up the second location
near you
in Massapequa
Park.
What are you guys new? You don't say the name of the place, and you don't say what's near you. What are you guys completely brand new at this?
We're not in LA.
We don't care.
That's it.
What, are they gonna come looking for trouble? I'll get them a slice. Talio's, they import their flour from Italy.
Yeah,
can I just say
really
that?
Good.
I mean, even at Heroes, they make the bread is from. It doesn't fuck with my stomach.
It's good. It feels like it when I get a slice, I don't feel like I'm cheating. It feels like it's healthy, even though I know it's not.
Oh, this is that place that you claim tastes healthy to you.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's really good. Anyway, all right, let's get to this.
Yes.
All right, so Roxy, right now you are at 6 questions, and you need Roca had yesterday at 76, so you need to beat 76. We'll see.
Kind of stay steady at that in the mid 70s. All right,
let's get to this story. Here is the story. Now, first we're going to do is Andor, but we're going to talk about this one. And Kathleen Kennedy we've heard it before, but they say this time she's stepping down from Lucasfilm in August. Kathleen Kennedy is, who are these people? I don't know who these people are. I don't care who these people are. Kathleen Kennedy is leaving her post at the top of Lucasfilm this year, and Matt Filoni reported via his Puck newsletter 2 months ago. Now, Jeff Schneider revealed that the producer turned executive will be stepping down from the company this August, as opposed to the end of the year or even early 2026, like someone expected. Just last week, during Star Wars Celebration, Screen Rant asked Kennedy about her departure, to which she replied, "I'm not retiring. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere." This is the same line she gave Deadline back in February when the news first broke. And of course, it's deliberately misleading. In fact, during that Deadline interview, she confirmed news of her exit, and it would be coming within a year. The report never said Kathleen Kennedy was retiring from filmmaking, but rather that she was stepping down as Lucasfilm president. She's not going anywhere because she'll still be a producer on multiple Star Wars films she's currently developing with the company.
Boo.
Sorry. The big question is, of course, about her successor. Dave Filoni's still at the top of the charts from where we're standing, but reporting from a couple of months ago seemed to indicate he wouldn't be the only one to take on the position. A likely candidate, as we've been predicting for a year, would be his trusted producer, Carrie Beck, whom Filoni credited multiple times in Japan as the brains behind several operations, like bringing back the Clone Wars and doing the Tales of series. Beck didn't attend the convention because she was in London getting everything up to date so that Ahsoka could start filming within the next few days. But by August, Ahsoka could have wrapped already, making it a good time for Filoni and his potential partner to step up. On the other hand, season 1 started filming around mid-May and wrapped in early November, a 6-month shoot, which would put season 2's wrap date around mid to late October. As expected, even if not entirely ruled out, no plans for the future were announced during the weekend in Tokyo. The how and the when this formal announcement will happen will likely be revealed in due time. All right, so I guess first thing we would say here
is good riddance.
Well, do you know if she's actually going to go, though, is the question.
Well, let me tell you something. I hated Ahsoka. I cannot. I'm down to. Hey, did you ever watch Firefly? I'm down to watching old series of space adventures because I need my fix.
Right.
And that Firefly is not bad. That's a whole other thing. But I need my fix. I'm watching Dune over and over again. I'm watching Firefly. Maybe I'll throw in the first Mandalorian season. But it has gone to shit under her watch. So I'm happy. I hope she's going. That's my 2 cents.
Roxy, what do you think?
It's so hard for me to take any of this seriously because we do this show every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy is resigning. She's leaving. She's being ousted. Is it on her own free will? Who's coming in next? Like every 6 weeks, there's a major, major report about this. So I'll believe it when I see it. It's hard for me to get really invested in who's coming after her when I'm like, I don't even know if she's going to leave. We really don't know.
We don't know. We have no clue whether or not she's going to leave or not. And I wonder, the same thing Roxy says here, and that is, we've heard it a million times over, but there's more reports to it. But I think what they said in the report, which I agree with, is that this is her wording was done on purpose. Like I'm not going anywhere. I'm not retiring. She's still producing. She's still producing overall. So I think that, to me, Rox, you could see where she's going to probably step down, give the reins over to someone else, and she will have producing credits on a lot of these movies that they announced and some of the ones that they announced at Celebration. Now, I want to see what Carrie Beck would be interesting. I know that I've said, I do think.
I don't know one thing about her. Can you give me a little rundown?
Yeah, she's been there for a bit. She's been hiring. She's one of the people that brought in my buddy Derek Hoffman, who Rox. And she works with a lot of people over there. And from what I've heard, people like working with her, and she's got a good understanding on it. So the position and I've been pretty vocal that I think that they should probably just start hiring all new people and no one from that regime. But it works for me if they get her. Okay, Filoni is a bad choice. Not who knows, bad choice.
Why is that now?
Dude, he does so many. He lives in this animation world, and like you said, Ahsoka. There's no world. We'll jump into it. Andor season 2 might be the best Star Wars thing since Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen the whole
You
season.
just said that.
And it's better than season 1.
Is it?
It's better written. It's written for you can actually, it seems like it should be on HBO Max. It's
I like it.
Yes. I was going to tell you this, Roxy, that this is a show that even though you thought 1, you're like, okay, you will love season 2.
Cool.
I enjoyed 1.
If you enjoyed season 1, you'll love it. She thought it was okay.
I liked it.
She liked you will love season 2.
But the way, Matt, that people talk about season 1 of Andor is like it's God's gift to this planet. Everybody said that it was the best show of what was that year, 2023.
Mm-hmm.
It was unbelievable. So I think it was kind of overhyped for me because I watched it and just thought that was good.
You know what it is? I think people are watching Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and all these other ones, and then they get something like Andor. They're like, all right, I can have this. This is good.
Yeah, maybe by comparison.
Yeah, it's surrounded by shit, maybe. You know?
Now why are you jumping over there? Now you're jumping over there. Now you're jumping over there.
What you are doing, Kristian, is like
crawler in this bitch.
Do you know how hard this is, Roxy, right now? Because I wasn't expecting.
I just stopped in. I did a movie reaction. I watched that. You see Mickey 17, by the way?
I loved Mickey 17.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll wait for a reaction for everybody to really know what I thought. And then I was about to leave. I was in there,
having a meeting. You're having a meeting.
Seeing a man.
You're going back for Firefly. Are you watching any new sci-fi stuff? Like, are you watching Severance or Silo or Dark Matter?
I just got done with Severance.
Okay.
Now, is everybody done with Severance here?
I would. Well, we can spoil. You can give us.
I don't have to spoil.
We'll do for people who haven't seen it. We're gonna give a quick.
Yeah, I don't have to spoil.
No, all right, don't spoil. Never mind. No spoilers.
But I will say this though, I enjoyed that series. Me and my wife watched the whole thing. We went through it pretty quickly, and it should be called. This isn't my show. I'll clean it up a little bit. What the heck?
Yeah.
I usually drop the F-bomb a lot, but I cleaned it up for your show.
I like that. I appreciate that.
Every episode, at least once, I'm saying, what the heck is going on here? You know what I mean? Every episode to the ending. And now that it's over, what the F?
Yeah.
I'm still confused. The goats, you know what I mean? I mean, what's going on?
Marching band?
Huh?
The marching band?
The marching band. I like that they had to complete. How long was that number? How long was that number they're going for? But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. All right, how about this? I don't want spoilers, but there might have to be spoilers because I got to ask you both about this.
Right.
You seen any?
I have. Right. So I want to give the audience.
Yeah.
So
jump out for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Come
if you haven't seen this,
Severance
season 2, we're giving a spoiler. You've been warned.
Explain this shit to me. All right, now did he just? Now are all the innies gonna die? Did he choose just to go with, the main chick instead of his wife?
Right.
Like, is it one of those open to how you interpret it? Like, what's going on here?
I think the hard thing is that you can't even get to that point because what we know now is that his wife, who everybody thinks is dead by that car accident, is about to go out into the real world and people are going to realize she's not dead. She's been inside. So I think that all eyes are going to be on Lumen. So they're not going to be able to just off the innies because they now know that this girl is an innie on the outside and what happens. And also, I don't think that he actually chose his Helly over his wife. I think he thinks he did that, but I think that probably is Helena doing her bait and switch thing again, because I don't think Helly would have tried to convince him to stay. I think Helena Egan convinced him to stay.
I have a huge problem with everything. Didn't he? No, that's I want to get right to the. There's a certain point in this where he said to his sister, "I seen her body." So he's seen her dead body. He went to the morgue. He went. So that's a major. I have a problem with that. So can somebody explain that to me?
Yeah, they probably just had her under or something.
What do you mean?
I think that the entire reason that Lumen is here is to work on putting consciousness into people again. So that's what the entire process is. That's what the goats are about. That's what they're doing testing on. That's what all the numbers are about. So I do think he saw her dead body and then Lumen took her. And now somehow they have either had her consciousness stored or whatever Mark was doing was bringing it back to fully put it in her while she's in those 7 different places. I think that all has to do with it. But I'm sure she was dead until she probably staged by them or because of them, so they could take her and mess with her.
She might be like a Mickey 17 type of thing.
Maybe, but
it's so strange.
Let's jump back to the other side.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. All right.
I do. The only reason I think any of this stuff, Matt, is because I spend like hours going down these rabbit holes on TikTok and social. Like, how could this be? What are the theories? And there isn't source material like this. There is for a lot of other.
You should have her on geeking out and have her talking about Severance. You geek out over Severance.
100%. No, we should do that. Is there a season 3 coming out?
That's Ben Stiller said yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. Well, but if we're jumping back now, spoilers are over for the chat, so don't worry. But going back to the Kathleen Kennedy of it all and the idea, what you asked me as far as Filoni, I think the other reason is I believe that he lives in his own corner and what Star Wars should be, and I don't think he expands the playground out to other creators in the way that he feels that they have to follow kind of his philosophies, the thing that he learned from George, so he knows best, that type of thing.
Okay.
So, and I feel like when you see Andor season 2 and you see like that's the kind of stuff that Star Wars should be making now. And I realize not everything needs this show is dark, by the way. This show is dark. They do a few things in this show this season, season 2, that I'm very shocked. Not only that they did it in Star Wars, but I'm also very shocked that they use certain language to describe certain things that they do. And I'm also shocked that it was approved. But now, do I think that every Star Wars show should be that serious and that dark? No. The time calls for it for the time period that they're in.
So like you think Skeleton Crew should still exist, even though you didn't watch it, because you think that there should be all different things that happen in Star Wars.
Yeah, that show's harder for me to talk about because I don't have enough. I've seen 2 episodes. I don't have enough reference to it to really talk about. But you look at something like, let's say, where Matt brought up Ahsoka, right? Ahsoka just to me seems like you could have done that show as an animated show, and it would have been better as an animated show because the animation that plays, you can do certain things animation that don't look goofy when you try to do it in live action, and you forgive certain things because it is animation, and the suspension disbelief is easier in animation. And the writing it's like you can write for 25 minutes to 30 minutes in animated and it works. The Andor episodes are like 45 minutes to almost an hour. And the other ones are like 25 minutes to 30. And they spend, let's do this is a Filoni special. Let's do a big, huge monster and pew, 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 pew. And then nothing with building out the characters. And then you're left with, oh, that was okay. I'm telling you, when people see season 2, you're going to get the people going, it's boring. There's too much talking. You're going to get that. People will do that. And the first 2 episodes of this show are okay, right? They're good. From 3 on, it just takes off.
Let's go.
And
do you understand why they do the 3-3-3-3?
Yeah, 100%. Very clear. They're essentially.
Because Matt, they're releasing this where they're doing it 3 episodes a week, so it's going to be done within 4 weeks. They're dropping 3 episodes every week.
Well, you both are in on why they're doing the 3-3-3 thing. Let me and the audience in.
So
why?
I would say, well, Roxy was curious why they were doing it, so I think that I can definitely fill that in now. The question is, why are they doing 3-3-3-3? Because there's 12 episodes, and so the first.
Because initially, Kristian, when people heard that, they were like, why are they trying to burn through this? Does the series suck? Why do they want to get rid of it?
No, I understand. So each 3 episodes are basically are blocks, and then it skips a year, right? So you go 3 episodes that will air tonight, and then next week will be a year has passed, and there's 3 more episodes from that block.
Interesting.
Then a year will pass from the week prior, and then in 4 weeks they'll close it up. But it's like, you're going to be left with, I got to see how this arc ends up. Like it's like the first arc, these 3 tonight, like I said, it ends strong. So it's like the first 2 and then it ends strong. The second 2 arcs, like next week's and the week after that.
Yeah.
This is going to be some holy shit moments. It's going to be, there's been water cooler talk on Star Wars for a while. I think there'll be a few of those for this show.
Oh, there's been talk. All right.
No, but like good talk.
Oh, that's what I want. I miss the good talk.
Yeah. I think there's good talk here, and I think the Empire has not been like menacing in like since like the original trilogy. They haven't been menacing, like, and they're menacing, and it really does feel in that way that they feel like it feels like Nazi Germany. Like there's many times you're watching this show and you're like, oh, I'm in Europe in the 1940s. Like it feels like that purposely, and they're devastating. They're menacing, and they're ruthless. And
this is where I'm such a casual Star Wars fan. Who are the main characters of this season?
It's Andor. It's Andor again, and our cast of characters that we had: Andor, Luthen, Bix. Like
we got to be getting his sidekick in this series. I know you don't want to give nothing. Aha! You gave it away in your face.
I don't know who you're gonna give away. I don't know who's gonna be there.
He's gonna be in the series.
I don't know who's gonna be in the series. I'm not sure.
Just fucking with him, Roxy. You know that big robot's making an appearance. What's his name again?
K2SO.
Oh, yeah. You got that. You went that came out right away.
Oh, he's one of my favorite characters.
Third episode he's in?
He's one of my favorite characters.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, so all this kind of combines together with, and we'll get into like the reviews and what people are saying about it in just a second. But I think that going back to their original story, Rocks, with Kathleen Kennedy, if she steps down, I know you don't really have a stake in the game. You just want whoever gets put in the position to do.
It's just not my, if this was DC, I'd be sitting here pitching you who I thought should take over. Right. But because it's Star Wars, and this isn't my, as much as I've seen every Star Wars property at live action, at least, and I like Star Wars a lot. I love Star Wars as a casual fan. I have I can't sit here and point fingers. I don't know the inner workings. I don't know who I would want to take over. Just whoever you think is best for the job probably is who I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think Carrie, Beck, I get for sure. But I think that I think Filoni's a mistake.
And why? You got a problem with James Gunn, Roxy?
No, I think he's perfect. I'm really excited about him. I'm just saying, if this was prior to Gunn and Safran taking over and you had been like, who are your suggestions? I could have told you what direction I think DC should go in. I have no idea what direction I think Star Wars should go in. I've loved every trilogy of Star Wars that there's been. There's never been a trilogy that I didn't like. There was never I just kind of am an easy mark when it comes to Star Wars.
What'd you think of the Acolyte?
I think I liked it.
The power of one. This is the best part of it. The power of two. Are you ready for the last part?
Go ahead.
The power of many.
No, this is the one that I think I really liked, Kristian, when it was on, right?
I was. They're all like, "Boo!"
Wait, no, I liked this one a lot. I remember now because the way that Matt, there's something about me. I watch 120 shows a year. So once there's been like 6 months between something, I'm like, which one is that? No, I like the way this one ended. I thought that
you want to give Roxy props though. I give Roxy props because Roxy goes, look, she goes, when we were watching this show and watching it, she's like, clearly the show shouldn't have a season 2 because
clearly.
Yeah, she's like, because people hated it and the ratings weren't great and they spent too much money on it. So you can't and that's what I love about her. She'll be like, yeah, I liked it, but clearly like people didn't.
I thought it was fun. I remember, there's cool fights and I like Jedi stuff. So
listen, you like the pretty swords that light up. No, you don't really get too deep.
Kinda.
That's it. No, some people, they just want some cool looking
dude. I'm telling you. So if you're looking for what you're looking for, you have to watch Andor.
Oh, no,
all 3 episodes tonight. Look, the first 2 episodes, I don't like Andor's storyline for the first 2 episodes. Everybody else's storyline I love. I don't love his storyline for the first 2. After the first 2, I love where he goes.
Okay.
I wonder where people are going to go.
Yeah, that's why I like when people are like losing credibility or whatever. I have no credibility when it comes to Star Wars.
Right.
That's not what I'm looking for. I literally put it on. I'm like, that's fun. Like, what was the if I see Hayden Christensen, it's the best series of all time. I love him. So
well, they announced that he's coming back for Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, but remember when I liked Obi-Wan and everybody was like, this sucks, and I was like, it might suck. I love it. Give me more.
Right. You're not trying to
like Hayden.
So you don't really have like you said, you don't have a stake in the game of who's gonna run.
No.
But do we all think though? Let's ask this, and then we're gonna go to break, and we'll Matt's got to.
I got Talios waiting.
I know. So
Wait, there's questions for Matt in the chat though, and I want those.
Let's go.
Oh, are there?
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
there was a few, so I know that we get to them at the end, but he won't be here.
I'll bring up.
Bring me some questions.
If there's
man.
anyone's for Matt, I'll bring up.
I'm hijacking this shit. No, sorry.
Like
Go ahead.
You should.
Go ahead.
So, question for you and Matt. Roxy, start with you first. Is this report this time real? Does Kathleen Kennedy step down in August?
I kind of think when there's enough smoke, there's fire. And there's just been so much smoke for so long that I don't know about the timeline, but eventually, yeah, homegirl's going to step down.
August, but specifically this August, this report.
August feels like weird timing to me. But maybe I would guess not August.
Matt?
I don't. Does she go? I hope she goes. I mean, listen, I'm not big.
She's
on
going to be a
prayer,
producer on
but,
this anyway.
Listen,
Not big on prayer.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna.
I hear you.
My point is this:
Yeah.
She stinks. I think that we need some new blood.
Yeah,
and that's what I feel. I feel we got to revamp Star Wars. We got to bring it back to the old school. Explore all those books and stories and comics.
Good luck.
That the fans love so much.
Not if Filoni's in there, you're not getting that. Doesn't matter if Kathleen Kennedy's gone or not.
Him and his stupid hat better get his shit together.
I hope so.
You
I
know?
hope so. But I think she will be gone. I think she's going to
I
step down
hope
because
so.
I think as far as the position goes, I think as she will be a producer on the movies. That's why I think it was strategic. I think there was a reason why she mentioned Taika Waititi.
Do you think yes, August she will step down?
Yes, and I think that she will have a producing credit on all of those movies that she just talked about. She's going to be very similar to like Amy Pascal at Sony. She's going to have a credit on a lot of different movies, which is fine. She's just not going to make the decisions of what goes forward. That's why she's essentially mapping out the movies that are going to be coming out for the next 5 years. They will be under her watch, and then it's like, okay, well, whoever's good luck running it from past 5 years from now. So we'll see. But I do think she's going. But I ask the audience, what do you guys think? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. Do you think that she's going to go? Is she going to stay? Put your thoughts in there. We want to know. All right. Now, before we go, what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the questions that people have just for Matt.
Ask me.
So
Roxy, good to see you, Roxy.
You too. You got to come on more often. I know you're on your own show now and stuff.
One time, jump on mine.
We might actually have an opportunity to do this more with him because he's doing more reactions on his channel. And I saw that you helped move that box in. First
of all, Edwin did that.
Oh, do you know what that is?
No,
that's our new table.
Look at that.
Yeah, see?
Good thing I had my 300-pound brother already.
That's our new table. Matt's helping us get Brett into the studio to rearrange the studio for Matt's show. So
I'm gonna be doing my fucking VR in here. They're gonna be watching me play my VR, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I just want to just live in my world of movies, MMA, and VR. That's all I like.
And that's what
Brett is flying to New York.
What's
Brett's
that?
flying to New York. He's coming in May.
I can't even see him in LA.
I know. All right, let's ask a couple of these. Let's see. This first one. Joyous Romer. Support for Roxy. Hey, Matt, what fight do you think about the most?
Of my fights?
I would assume so, but you can't say GSP.
Oh, besides the GSP fight? Frank Trigg.
You love that one.
I love that Frank Trigg fight. Hey, Roxy, just so you know.
Yeah, tell me.
With that Frank Trigg gentleman, before the fight,
he was in Star Wars.
He called me. He was a Gamorrean guard.
Yes, he was.
And he was calling me a piggy. He called me Snooky from Jersey Shore, and those are fighting words because I might be a short-eye Italian, but that's some fucked up.
Right.
That's messed up. Go ahead. I'm gonna go back.
No, but what'd you do? But you.
I would say Frank Trigg.
And right, so
only because
you knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah. That was, and you know why? Because not only did I knock him out, I knocked him out, and then I shouted out my daughter, who's was a baby at the time, and I just had a sweet 16 the other day, which is kind of making me.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
Artem.
Listen, Snooki knocked out a lot of people in her time too, so maybe he was on to something.
Artem Onion says, Matt, hey, when is the next episode of Looking for a Fight?
We got one in the bag. We shot one in Miami.
Okay.
Did we do it in Miami? No, we did it in Tampa.
Right, okay.
We did it in Florida. We went all over. So there's one in the bag, and then the next one, who knows? They give me a call. They say, Matt, we got a mission, and I go. So thank you, though. Thank you. If anybody wants to watch that, that's Dana White looking for a fight.
It's a great show.
Fun
really
show.
Good. Sean McCabe. What's up, Kristian? Hey, Roxy. Hope you're good. Matt, so cool to see you on the show today.
Thanks,
really looking
man.
forward to Andor tonight. All the best, guys. Yeah, go and check that out.
Oh, Sean McCabe looks like a Viking.
He's
I know.
Hey, Ragnar.
Yeah.
Listen,
He's a New Yorker. He's great.
awesome, Sean. Man, stop by my school sometime, Sean. Let me know.
You should. CJ, the movie Warrior is criminal underrated. Discuss. We have this conversation, he and I, all of the time. He doesn't. He likes it. You like it. You like it better than Dana.
Dana didn't like it, but
Yeah.
Dana White doesn't like anything.
Yeah.
As far as movies and
I've
stuff.
heard him talk about it, and it bothers me because I just love the movie
Yes.
so much. It is
Yeah.
so good to me.
I enjoyed it. I went to the premiere, and we're going to talk more to
Gavin O'Connor.
Gavin O'Connor.
He's going to be on the show this
He's
week.
going to be on the show this
Uh-huh.
week. So
Yeah.
Gavin
I
rocks.
feel like I know the guy because I had him on Unfiltered the other day, and he's from a Long Island guy, and we just
Where's he from? Long Island?
He's from Huntington.
Oh,
right
I
where,
didn't know that.
right where Sarah BJJ is. Where's
Hi.
my camera?
Right there.
Sarah.
No,
is this
not that one. Not that one.
Sarah BJJ, Huntington,
Yes.
Long Island. Anyway, so Gavin's from Huntington, Long Island guy. I can't wait to talk to him. We're gonna have a blast. He's a very
Yeah.
down to earth guy.
Haskell says greetings from Northport. Matt, hey, do you ever get over here?
Shit, man, dude, you're right next to my school in Huntington. Northport's right next door. What's his name again?
That's Ed.
Ed.
Ed
Ed,
Rules.
come down and see me.
Yeah,
The other
sure.
day at my school, after sparring, I had some big guy on the mat. He's smiling, and I'm like, oh, do I know you? He's like, you know me. And I'm looking at my
you
friends.
told me this,
I'm
right?
looking at my buddy. I go, all right, code red. We got another fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's a guy I play VR with. This
Oh.
big guy. I go, oh shit! I invited him down, and now I got a new student. He signed
Oh,
up.
I love that. Good.
Shout out to the Truth, also known as Scott.
That's amazing.
There's only one the truth, and it's Paul Pierce. No one else can take that nickname. That's the truth.
He's a squad mate with me. He could take any name he likes.
So
Well,
CJ follows. Does Matt like the movie Warrior? Just tuned in. So you know what I will tell is that both he and from what Matt's told me about Dana, they love the show Kingdom, which I had never watched before. It's great.
Shout out to Frank Grillo.
Yeah, Frank. It's
Kingdom's a great series. If you want to see what a MMA gym is like,
really accurate,
oh,
right?
dude, it was.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Longo School.
That's what you said,
Yes,
right?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But
Um,
it's a wild show. But I enjoyed Warrior.
okay. And then Handsome Ransom. I'm fighting for a charity boxing event soon. Any tips from the great Matt Serra?
I don't know. Handsome Ransom. I don't know if you have any experience, but if you don't stand square. Turn your body sideways, keep your chin down and hands up.
And then last one, Haskell. One more thing. We need another live show with Matt so he can rip a movie he saw like he did with Knives Out. So we can get high afterwards. That's amazing.
I'm with you, man.
Did you smoke with Ed after the show last time?
That's not Ed.
Yeah, it's Ed.
Oh, wait. What do you
I
say?
remember we went to New York and we went to the we did
Oh,
the live
yes,
show.
I did. Hi, Ed. Thanks, man. Next time, bring the sativa. I'm not an indica guy, but a nice guy, Ed. Shit, yeah, Ed, thank you.
That was amazing. Yeah. So we
You
are
not like Knives Out?
no, he hates Knives Out. He hates
Ooh.
Oh, fucking down the stairs, up the stairs with the
I-
fucking
Did
hat
you
on.
like Glass Onion? Did you like the Glass Onion
the
sequel?
second one.
I think that one was a little better, I
Okay.
think. But I mean, you know,
Okay.
that had Drax in it, right?
Um
It had fucking
yeah, it did.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Ed
That was, I
Batista.
thought that was a little better
Yeah.
on the island. And shit.
Not you putting up Heil all. I'm scared. I'm afraid.
Sorry.
No, Kristian just threw up a comment.
I did that was only to put to get that other one off the screen.
Afraid.
All right. Anyway, listen. I want to thank Matt Serra for being here today.
Ooh.
Please go and check out Matt's channel,
Please
which
do.
is the Matt Serra channel on
We have
YouTube.
fun.
We do. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers on that channel.
Woo!
Yeah, with a little podcast that can,
Ken, you guys are crushing.
that could.
Yeah.
Roxy, good seeing you.
Good to see
All
you
right,
too.
everybody watching
Yeah.
this,
You
the
don't have
Matt
to-
Serra channel, geeking out with
Yeah,
Matt
you don't need to
Serra.
run away yet because I'm going to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I'm going to do.
What are we doing?
I'm going to tell you guys real quick before Matt gets out of here. You guys can say goodbye to Matt, but I'm going to tell you guys about our good friends over at Stitch Fix, and then we'll see you after the break. Thank you to Matt Serra, and go subscribe to his channel now. All right, let's talk about Stitch Fix. I know shopping's hard. I know it is. I found a much better way to do it, though. Stitch Fix, online personal styling, and makes it so easy. I'm not a shopping person. It doesn't matter. Even if I can figure out my size, stores never seem to really have what I need in stock. And I'm not a crowds person. I'm not a lines person. I don't have the time for it. Stitch Fix, it gets you a stylist who understands your style, understands the size, gets the budget. They do all the shopping for you. So I just give my stylist the one that I have right now. I give them the size, I give them the style, I give the budget preferences. I order boxes when I want, how I want, no subscription required. And he just sends me for pieces, pluses, outfit recommendations, styling tips. It's awesome. I keep what works and then I send back the rest. It's very easy. There's no stores, there's no crowds, there's no stress. Just personalized looks that you're going to love. Stitch Fix makes it all so easy. And it looks like you know what you're doing, too. If you're walking around, you go, hey, look at you. You're in style. I said, I know, right? And then I give Stitch Fix some props. Anyway, make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/KHS. One more time, stitchfix.com/KHS. Oh, thank you to Stitch Fix. And thank you to the great Matt Serra. As I told you guys, make sure that you go and subscribe to his channel. He's got great stuff going on there. I mean, you talk about somebody with a massive personality. That's Matt Serra. He had some really great guests on too, by the way. Just thinking, like, he just had Boz Rutan on recently. Like he mentioned, got Gavin O'Connor coming on. So it's a great show. It's a good conversation. He's had some pretty great people on there. I would highly recommend his episode that he did with GSP. Make sure if you haven't already, I saw a lot of people yesterday have subscribed to the Kristian Harloff Clips channel. So basically what that is, if you guys want to check this show out, but you can't watch the full live show, and you're like, oh, you know what? I missed the last 2 episodes and I want to be current on the other stuff. But what do I do? There's segments. So make sure you check out the segments. They're worth it. So please go and check that out. Roxy, Matt, say goodbye.
How short were you guys? Did you run ads for?
Just one ad today.
Oh, so my bad. Usually I have way more time than that. I thought I was going to make it back. Bye to Matt.
That's okay.
I just think his energy is the best.
It's the best.
Yeah, just so obsessed with Matt. He's awesome.
It truly is the best. But what I also want to show you that is the best.
Tell me.
I have to find it and see. Oh, yeah. Did you see what happened to Steph on the show last week?
No.
Watch this. You change the man to a woman. That's a mistake. Just use the woman. And then you say, oh, and then, oh, how did that just happen? How did that just happen?
Where is she?
Am I going crazy? Watch that again. If they change the man to a woman, that's a mistake. Just use the woman. And then you say, oh, and then, oh, how did that just happen? Isn't that incredible?
What happened?
Her internet glitched. But like,
then why was she gone? Trying to fix it?
She was trying to fix it. And so she got up when it froze. I didn't see it freeze. The audience didn't see it freeze. So it just looked like she just disappeared. It was absolutely,
that's crazy.
It was incredible. It was really, really good. I loved it. Yes, someone said she's Sue Storm. But anyway, I want to go back into the Andor situation here, because we have the reviews that are in, and don't just listen to me. I don't know if you saw this, Roxy, but here are the reviews. This is from Dark Horizons, who wrote, the Andor season 2 reviews are in. And it says that after reactions the other day, the professional reviews for the second season of Lucasfilm's Andor are now in, and surprisingly are even more gushing than the early reactions, and decidedly more positive than the first season. That new season has pulled in a truly stellar 98% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 93 out of 100 Metacritic, higher than a 96% respectively for the first season. That rather astonishing Metacritic score makes Andor season 2 the best reviewed TV show of the year so far. Beating Adolescence, Hacks, Severance, Best Interest, The Rehearsal season 2, Dark Winds season 3, The Last of Us season 2, Dying for Sex 82, and The Studio at 80.
No way. No way. No way.
Listen, here's a sampling of some of the reviews thus far. Andor has been a bomb and blessing. It really has been some of the very best storytelling to ever bear the Star Wars name. And it also feels like it should be the last live action prequel. From Liz Shannon Miller, Schmodown competitor. Gilroy's resolve to craft an earnest tribute to the unsung heroes who built the rebellion is only surpassed by his ability to deliver a Star Wars story as aching and soulful, tragic, and tenacious as this. That's from Ben Travers. Let's see, who else do we know? Other people here? Oh, let's go with a few more. The second season doesn't just cement the show standing as the best Star Wars project ever made. It's also the rare spinoff that deepens the best parts of the franchise around it. Nicholas Qua from Vulture Creator Tony Gilroy goes for highbrow political intrigue in a way that is complementary to the space opera fun of Star Wars rather than the disdainful of it. I love this review. He gives a long-cherished galaxy a respectful weight and/or takes that all very seriously. That is, Richard Lawson has my thoughts 100%. Very well put for Richard Lawson. If the new season serves as a devastating testament to the power of storytelling, both within the Star Wars reality and our own, it also doubles as a sharp reminder of its limitations. Angie Hanna, the Hollywood Reporter. Andor Season 2 is a counterintuitively bold. It is not gigantic and thrilling in a manner you might expect, but it is audacious in just how mannered, nuanced, and smaller scale the narrative is without sacrificing engagement. Rodrigo Perez. Season 2 and Andor as a whole impresses with how effectively it uses the pieces of this hugely commercial brand to directly grapple with the ways that fascism rises and the way it can be fought. Let's see. There's so many. They air tonight. And I'm telling you, Roxy, I actually thought of you when I was watching the show because
When does it drop, Kristian? 9?
It drops at 9:00 tonight, the first 3. So I thought of you because I was like, Roxy's my TV person, and she loves TV so much. And I remember you saying you thought Andor was fine. It was good. It was fine. I remember I don't think you're gonna feel after the first 3 tonight. I think you're gonna probably be the same. I think you'll probably be like, yeah, it was good. You can tell that it's a good. The first 3 episodes. I think by the time you end episode 3, you're gonna go, okay, solid. You're gonna get to a place in Andor season 2, and I know exactly when that is, and you're gonna go, I know what you're talking about. I just know you very well, and I think.
And you think that not only will I think it's a great Star Wars show, but I'll think it's one of the best television shows of the year?
Possibly.
Like, it's saying that it's better. But can you pull up that list again? It said it's better than Adolescence, which
it says it's reviewed better than those.
Reviewed better than Adolescence. Yeah. As a television show, I'm not even calling Adolescence my favorite show of the year because it isn't. Right. But there is no greater masterpiece this year than Adolescence was, as I've raved about over and over again.
It beat Adolescence at 91. And remember, this is still fresh. It just came out, so 91 out of 100. It probably could.
Hacks has been amazing this season. Severance, I loved. I don't know Best Interests. Okay, the Rehearsal is on my list to talk about today.
Okay.
I don't watch Dark Winds. The Last of Us, obviously, that we aren't done with the season yet. The same that we not with Andor yet.
Right. Well, but that's a good point that you make. They shouldn't really include Last of Us because, well, maybe not. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they've seen the whole season. Those critics, I don't know. But
I don't think so. I don't think they sent out screeners for any critics at all.
Okay. Well,
have you heard any critic who's gotten screener for this whole season?
Now I have, but it was after season 2. It was after episode 2.
Oh.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
So I will tell you that I think that this show, I think that you're going to think it's better than Severance, and do I think you're going to think it's better than Adolescence? No, I don't. I think you are going to say this is a very, very good show.
But could it be a top 10 show of the year for me?
It might. There's an episode that I think everyone will be talking about because it doesn't just.
Can you say which episode?
I don't want to because what I will tell people is let this season marinate. Do not do the thing with I got bored. There was too much talking. The talking is what elevates this stuff. It is the build up, the stakes. It's built throughout the entire thing. It runs like one long movie. I don't disagree at all that this might be, as far as television goes, it might be the best that Star Wars has done overall.
What would be your other favorite?
I mean, Andor season 1 is up there, but like Mandalorian 1 and 2 are really fun Star Wars projects.
I love that show.
It's a fun show. It's a fun show.
This is better.
Yes, this is a better made show. This show feels like it could have been on HBO or like Max. It feels like it's or Apple. It feels like that kind of show. It doesn't feel like there are times, and I love Mandalorian, but I'm sometimes like, oh well, that's a set. That felt kind of like cartoony.
Do I have to remember Andor season 1, and do I have to remember Rogue One?
Rogue One. Well, okay. So you don't have to. No, you don't have to. And I'll tell you, it was funny because I was talking to my friend today about this season, and I asked him if he ever saw 1, and he said no. And I said, you know what? You should watch 1 and 2 and then watch Rogue One because I'd be jealous of people that get to do that. So if you don't really remember Rogue One Rogue One serves, and this isn't a spoiler for anything, this is what they've been saying since the beginning. Rogue One serves as the series finale. Rogue One is the
I
series.
really don't remember Rogue One.
Great. So save it. You don't need to watch. What I will tell you is watch the recap for season 1.
Okay.
When they are, you should watch the recap so you're like, oh, okay. And they give you a this is what's happening now thing.
Is it like a 5-minute? Here's where.
Yeah. You
Okay.
watch that because that's important to get caught. Like any show, you just want to get. Oh yeah, like Severance. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember that happened, and I got to watch that in order to know what's going on there. So yeah, I would do that for sure. But then, like I said to people, lock into it, and don't treat it like one of these shows that like I hate to keep dumping on them, but like the Filoni verse where it's just like, oh, there's the monster of the week and this, and like they don't. The best thing that I saw, this wasn't Filoni's show, but this was Deborah Chow's show in Obi-Wan. The only thing that I saw them do kind of remind me similar to what they did in this show is when, and I've mentioned it a million times, Obi-Wan gives a little insight that he had a brother, and he goes in, he starts talking like, oh, there's a little more insight, and then they just kind of go away from that. But that was the one time I was like, oh, they're actually developing characters. This show it elevates characters, it elevates stories. Yeah.
Is it a flaw of the show, Kristian, that you feel like you have to preamble not to ditch it after 3 episodes?
No, it's not ditch it. It's not ditch it. It's just like, so it's, people might feel, I haven't seen anybody say that. And like I said, I think all of the storylines that are going on in 1 and 2 are really, really good. I just don't love Andor himself, his storyline in the first 2. But there's a lot of different stories going on that connects everything. So you'll still be interested on what's happening in general, because this first 2 episodes, I want to go back and watch them again, because after knowing everything that goes down, they set up so much that is leading into everything that is happening.
Can you tell us which of the 3 not of the 3 tonight, which
the 3 arcs?
Yeah, your most.
I would rank the arcs. Arc 3 is the best. 4 and 2 are tied, and then arc 1.
Okay, so it's all uphill from here.
Yes.
Or downhill.
Uphill.
I always think that's a really tough expression, because to me, it's all uphill from here sounds difficult. You know, like it's hard to go uphill. Going downhill is fun and easy. But if you say it's all downhill, you mean it's not good.
Right.
So I think that's tough.
It's true. It makes me so curious, because I know I get in this conversation all the time about how I think Tony Gilroy really has a handle just on how to make good content, good good shows, good movies. He didn't direct these. He was showrunner of it. If I was Kathleen Kennedy or Carrie Beck in August, I would be dumping a truck full of money on Tony Gilroy's lawn and saying, please come and do another show for us.
But you don't think Tony Gilroy should be the next Kathleen Kennedy?
I don't think he wants to. He's not. He's also talked about it. He doesn't love Star Wars. He likes making good stories with good characters. This is what I love about Tony Gilroy. Tony Gilroy doesn't pretend that he knows all the lore. What he does is he hires people on his show who does, and who do know these things. And he says, okay, well, I want to make artifacts and I want to do that. What artifacts? Well, this was part of this era of Star Wars. Great. Put that back there. Let's do that. And he collaborates and he puts these things. There are so many different, and I think there was a thing about people were talking about how there was a shortage of aliens. There's aliens all over the place in season 2. They're everywhere. I love that. And I think he took the note.
Any designs that we've never seen before?
No, I love that question. And I mean, the answer is probably yes. A few, like the first 3 episodes, there were a couple times that it felt a little more like Dune-ish, right? In the look and the feel. And then that quickly kind of goes away after the 3rd. But it did really feel like there's a lot of times I just felt like I was in the planets that they went to. I just felt like I was in this world. I mean, this galaxy again. And it didn't feel like, there were a couple times I was watching Boba Fett. It felt like Spy Kids. It didn't feel like, Andor. Sorry, not Andor. Star Wars.
Just as a little side, because there was somebody in the comments like, "Damn, Roxy, just watch the show." First, this is how I enjoy things.
She's asking questions about it.
It's not out yet, or I would have watched it.
Yeah, she's asking, and she's also getting information for you guys.
Yeah, this is how I like. This is
no
how I enjoy
spoilers.
things. But I noticed this. I wonder if this happens to you ever.
Yeah.
Probably not, Kristian. For now that you're doing so many watch-alongs, but all the time people will be like, "Just shut up and watch," and it's like, this is my job.
Right. Right.
Is to comment and ask questions and to predict things and to wonder and to not shut up. Like,
Right.
quite literally, I'm paid to not shut up.
Right.
That's the whole point of that.
So when we're here and we're talking about Andor season 2 reviews are in, and I'm sitting across from somebody who's seen all of Andor.
You're asking questions about it.
I got some questions.
As you should. I just hope that I really do hope that the stubbornness of some of the people in that company looks and goes, okay, because I think season 2 will have better ratings than season 1. I think.
Did season 1 not have good ratings?
This is what people always talk about. It started off slow, right? The ratings, and they weren't the best. But as time went on and people started raving about it, they went back and people started watching it, hence getting a season 2.
Right.
Or continuing on with season 2. And after Emmys and nominations and all that type of stuff, it's one of the most praised thing, and it's going to be this one's going to be praised even more than the first one. And I hope that ego doesn't get in the way, and I hope that they go, okay, maybe we should do, because you can do more things like this with Jedi and with other things. You can do things with people in the Star Wars world and really develop it. This is what this show proves to me. You can develop and create stories and make it like serious and fun. You can, like I said, not every show should be dark like this, but you can make it serious and fun and still treat it like a show and not a 25-minute animated show. But we'll see.
Do you think that the majority of people are going to say that this was better than the first season?
Yeah, I do. Because I think, but everyone, because I'm like, I am trying to control myself and not watch Rogue One because Sam has never seen Star Wars, and so I'm waiting to see. But then again, what? Any of them? She's never seen any of them. She refused.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she refused. She never wanted to watch.
She refused.
She never thought it was for her. Never really cared about it.
She's never seen a minute of a Star Wars.
I mean, I'm sure she knows about the pop culture stuff. I'm sure. Unfortunately, I'm sure she knows about I'm Your Father. I'm sure.
I honestly really think I should do a rewatch of that, because do you remember the last year when Darina and Steph told me about Luke's hand and I didn't remember?
Yeah. You should definitely do a rewatch of it. But
I'd just be missing so much stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, to be honest, with everything we covered here today, I think we should just jump into TV, because I don't think we have enough time to cover anything else. There's other stories. Well, you know what? I do want to cover that Oscar story with you.
Okay, but in the meantime, guys, roll in those super chats.
Yeah, you're at 27. You're at 27. That's good. But
we already asked half them with Matt, so by the time we get to them, we need to have enough to continue the show.
True.
Kristian, let me plug the super chat. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we already had a good number. Never mind. Send in none. Don't send in any.
Well, you're at 27 thus far, and you got to beat Roka at 76, I think it is.
I miss being the queen. I miss winning. It's been a minute. Let me plug.
You should. Hold on a second. All right, let's do this. Let's read this story, because I was talking about the Oscars, and I got so much crap from all of you guys about how I thought the Oscars were a joke because the Academy members weren't even watching the movies. And it was just, how do you take that seriously? And I said the Critics' Choice Awards should be the ones that are the main awards that should have the most legitimacy, because people see all the movies. Oh, I got so much crap for it. I got so much shit for it. Well, guess what? The Oscars have now said this. They've changed there's a new change that now requires proof of watch. Well, why that wasn't there in the first place, who knows? But the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has laid down the rules for the 98th Oscars, which will take place on March 15th, 2026. The organization's board of governors announced key dates pertaining to the coming season, such as nomination being announced on Thursday, January 22nd, along with releasing the rules and campaign promotional regulations. The big rule that has everyone talking is that the Academy is now making it harder for members to vote in categories in which they have not watched all the nominees, an issue that has become more of a concern for the Academy in recent years. Previously, voters were always asked not to vote if they hadn't watched all the nominees, the results relying on an honor system. Yeah, good luck on that. Moving forward, The Academy's e-voting system is the final round and will not allow members to access the ballot for categories in which they have not demonstrated that they have watched all the nominees. Viewings will have to be done either via the members only Academy screening room streaming app or at screenings elsewhere, with members having to fill out a form declaring when and where they watched a film. Another rule the trades are already dubbing the Diane Warren rule, in which the names of individuals who are nominated will now be listed alongside their nominated project on the final voting ballot. This was already the case with actors, but not with some other departments, such as music, where only the project was listed, not the individuals. The Academy is also ensuring that the work of filmmakers with refugee or asylum status are able to be submitted for the Best International Featured Oscar by the country to which they have fled. Cinematographers and casting directors will be getting a preliminary round of voting to determine a short list of around 10 films for the respective departments. All right. So I love the story because it's like, okay, good. They're cracking down. But it also makes me go, how is this not the rule in the first place?
I'm a little conflicted.
Okay. Why?
Listen, you absolutely should not be able to vote for a category if you haven't seen everything in that category. I don't even know that we should be able to talk as critics about a category if you haven't seen everything in that category. I am always upfront and honest with you guys when I'm talking about categories. Like for best supporting, I'll be like, here's who I think of these 4 performances that I saw. I have not seen this one yet because I'm not a voting member. So I don't need to. So I think that this 100% should be mandatory. Of course it should be mandatory. And of course you can't trust the honor system because the honor system doesn't work.
Right.
Here's where I am a little concerned.
Tell me.
How many votes are really going to come in if these people need to actually register and log that they've watched it with paperwork at screening rooms or at home? And now is this going to eliminate a vast majority of the voting pool? And could an Oscar, like, for foreign film or for categories that are way less seen, could there be 5 people voting on that? I guess that's better as long as it's the people that have seen it, but still it's a little nerve-wracking that a choice could be made by such a small amount of people.
Agreed. But I would rather 10 people be voting.
100%. I 100% agree.
Yeah. I completely understand your concern and your question about it, because it's like, okay, because it just limits the amount of people, and you're basically going from hypothetically 50 opinions to 10 opinions, right? And then you're limiting it down to like, I hope they liked my movie the best, right? But the difference is, I would rather have those 10 vote because those 10 have all seen it, and I'm crossing my fingers that
I 100% agree. I just wonder if there's a way to get people in the fields that they're in to be the ones that are voting for that thing, so that they've seen everything. Like, can we expand the Academy voter pool now that this is the rules, so that we do get the best of both worlds? Because I 100% agree that this is better than the alternative. But I do think that this will cause new issues that they might need to address, which is that, you could buy something more easily. Because if you know that you're nominated in a category and you've got 4 homies that are in the Academy that will go with you, and you're just like, I know we'll be the only votes.
Right. I mean, it needs to change. And this is what I was saying. Again, you don't even know. Like you were saying you were getting all that shit for Lord of the Rings. I got this whole thing for the Oscars. I was talking about the Oscars and I kept saying it, they're a mess. It's run so poorly. And you can vote on the way that they have these people talking about, and this report came out and all these different things. It's horrible. Like, it's terrible. And this is a way to start to fix that, to make it more legit. And it's less about people saying, was that about popularity? I'm like, no, it's not about popularity, but it's also about awareness, about people seeing these movies and people being able to see these movies, and awareness for, if there's 2 different arguments. Argument 1 is, we want what we're talking about here, people who have seen the movies to actually vote, so the best person wins. That's argument 1. Argument 2 is a separate argument that we don't necessarily even have to talk about right now. And that's, how do you get more people outside of people inside the bubble to actually care about this, to watch it? But that's a different conversation, a different time. So I think this is the right way to do this. I think that you have to get people, you got to crack down on it. The question is, can they actually crack down on it? Only time will tell.
Yeah. I mean, like, you think if these are digital screeners, I would have to assume there's ways to cheat the
Register
system, skip
Yeah.
through whatever it is.
Right.
Or like, I've even heard, because I believe that for the Emmys that it's already like this where you have to watch things. And I've heard of people like asking their assistants to click through everything so that they can vote, which is wrong.
Right.
That's wrong.
I know. I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys make of this? Good idea, bad idea, irrelevant, because it's just not going to change shit. Put your thoughts in there. Gotta know what you're thinking. Gotta know what you're thinking.
Gotta know.
Gotta know. Okay. So we are now going to get into a place here where what's wrong?
Are you going to go to television?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to start with something that I was not into, that is not part of the TV portion of what I am into.
Oh. Okay.
Something crazy happened on TV this week, and I want to know, and nobody seems to be talking about it, and I'm curious if you have any thoughts on this. So I have brought up American Idol on this show consistently for the last couple of years because I got back into
Katy
American
Perry
Idol.
went to space. Is that what you're going to talk about?
What?
Katy Perry went to space?
No.
Oh.
Katy Perry's not on the show.
Oh, wasn't she?
She was.
Oh.
She has been replaced by Carrie Underwood. So it is Luke Bryan, Lionel Richie, and Carrie Underwood, and obviously, what's homeboy, the host who's always
Randy
with the host?
Jackson?
No. What's the host of the show?
Ryan
Always,
Seacrest.
Ryan Seacrest, thank you, and Ryan Seacrest, of course. Okay, so that's who's on the show this week. So every week they pick like a theme of the show. Have you ever seen American Idol? Okay, so they pick a theme of the show, and they will pick Disney night, and you have to pick a song from Disney's category, or they'll pick a specific artist, or they'll pick 70s, or these are the kind of genres. Carrie Underwood pushed for, it was very controversial last night. Carrie Underwood pushed for, and the crew pushed against, but she won, that the theme of the night is faith-based. And so
Easter?
Because of Easter. So it was a faith-based theme. They had like all these faith groups come out, and every person who picked a song, it needed to be a faith-based song.
But what if they're not religious?
Right.
Oh.
And so I thought it was like the most uncomfortable episode of TV ever, because some people would pick songs, like this one person picked the song Yellow by Coldplay.
Yeah.
And Carrie was like, why'd you pick that song? And immediately you could see she's like, it makes me think of God because
she didn't really know.
They're in the stars. God, I always think of God when I listen to this song. And everybody, like, they asked, and then they all sing songs about God, Lionel and Carrie, and I was just like, I find this to be like the worst theme we've ever had. And apparently the behind the scenes, the crew was like furious and was just like, this is not what this show is. We can't force people to sing songs about religion.
So how does a judge win that over the producers and stuff?
I wonder if she is a producer on the show. I think that the producers maybe were fine with it, and it was the crew that felt uncomfortable, and maybe some of the singers. But it was my least favorite episode of American Idol ever.
Wow.
Just because I felt uncomfortable. It felt uncomfortable. Like, I have no problem with anybody singing a faith-based song for any of the weeks that they want to sing. There's plenty of opportunity. If it's like a 2000s week, you can sing whatever you want. Of course, if that's true to who you are as an artist. But forcing the night to be faith-based.
Yeah, that's tough. And you're not
weird for
weird.
American Idol. And they were like, this is America. This is America where we celebrate God, and and it just felt like, what? You guys are always talking about messages being thrown down your throat of like woke things or whatever. This is, I guess, whatever message is being thrown at me right now, I am not picking it up. This is so awkward. Awkward.
I hear you. All right.
I was not into that, and I just wanted people to know, because I keep recommending American Idol, and I'm going to keep watching. But I thought that episode was
all right. Fair enough.
And I also didn't know any of the songs.
There's other shows that you did like, though.
So many shows I liked.
Like this one.
Kristian, I doubt you have any interest in Salt Lake City.
Not at all.
Okay. I've started watching Celtic City because the finale is airing next week, and I wasn't watching this because I wanted to be able to binge through. So now I'm on episode 3. There will be 9 total episodes. I texted my brother. I'm like, "Are you watching this?" He's like, "Yeah, obviously. It's literal Celtics porn. It's the best thing ever." It's just like, if you are a Celtics fan, that you cannot miss this. It's not anything I don't know, but it is incredible. Like watching the 7-year streak or the 9 out of 10 championships that they had. Like it was just watching how that came to be. But there's also some really serious stuff about like Bill Russell and becoming an activist and what it was like on court for him versus off court for him. I'm only again on episode 3, but if you are a diehard NBA fan, it also goes through like where the NBA was at during different time periods. And if you're a diehard Celtics fan, it's even better. So good on HBO.
All right, next one.
All right, so this finale of Yellow Jackets aired 2 weeks ago, but I hadn't caught up yet, and I promised you guys I would talk about it when I did. And I finally caught up, and you guys were right. You told me to stick with it and that the final 3 episodes were the best of the season, and I agree with that. This was a slow season to start, and I think that it was really slow when we were with the younger cast. And it's the first time I've been like, oh, I just want to be with the future people because this is just so slow. But it did get very eerie. The way that the finale ends, I was like, I definitely am excited for our next season. There's obviously the biggest stars are on the show. They do such an amazing job with the way that this looks and sounds. So it's definitely like primo TV. I just thought that the beginning of the season was rather slow.
All right, next one.
Do you know that the rehearsal is back, Kristian?
No, never. I've seen clips.
Did you? Oh, you said season 1. You didn't watch this.
No, but I tell you, the clip I saw that I loved was when he did an interview and had an 8-year-old like telling him the answers, or 7-year-old telling him the answers to the job interview questions. I did love that.
Wait, what was it?
Maybe it's
was it from season 1?
Maybe.
Okay, this is season 2. Nathan is the most interesting person on TV. This is like, it's the way that Jury Duty did something different for television. So does the rehearsal. And the first season was wild, but the second season is completely different. What they're doing is he's trying to investigate plane crashes. And what is going on in the cockpit between, like, he's looking through logs of what everybody is saying and why the planes are crashing. And as an audience member, you don't know what's real and what's not yet. Like, these interviews are very real, but he is saying he's told HBO that he's doing a comedy, but really he's taking their money in order to solve this. But you don't know if that is accurate or not, or where the show is going to go. We only had 1 episode so far. It was a wild premiere. I'll definitely be talking about this weekly. So if you guys are interested, catch up. Just 1 episode so far.
All right, next one after that. And we have finally got a chance to see it, huh?
Yeah, I'm 3 episodes deep. So I'll be caught up for next week. What'd you say?
Farther along than me.
Yeah, I'm a little confused though, Kristian, because I really like the show, and the way you were talking about it was like it was a guilty pleasure.
No, me?
Yeah, I thought so. You were like, I mean, it's good. I think it's a really good show.
I never said that.
Oh,
maybe you might have been talking to somebody else. Looks like
DJ.
me. Maybe. Yeah, probably DJ.
Like
I
picture back up though.
Yeah. I will in a second.
Okay. That's not a good graphic.
Why?
It looks like they're all 3 like in completely different lighting.
Oh, so not you're not shitting on Luke for making the graphic.
No. Luke did a great job. I'm talking about their promo.
Oh, okay.
Image. Do you think that that's a good promo image for them?
No, it does. It doesn't look like they're standing together. It looks different. And yeah, I really like the first episode. But no, my thing was that it was one of those things we started watching it late and didn't finish the first episode because it was one of those things. And I'm probably gonna have to. This is one of those shows where I'm gonna have to watch it by myself because Sadie was watching it, and then she's like, I don't know, the mom's show's not for me. So now I'm just gonna watch it on my own.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
Okay. I'm surprised you didn't have WrestleMania on your list, but
I know I didn't watch.
I know. All right.
So right after last week, the finale of Daredevil aired. It feels like it was so much longer than a week ago, but I was like, I don't think I talked about the finale on the show.
Oh.
which I liked. So I'm very excited. I know a lot of people who saw episode 8 and 9 are very excited about this next season. I'm excited about the next season. I have one bone to pick with this show, which is that I want Karen and Frank together, and I wish they would stop teasing that. like that, like when Matt hears her heart pounding, and I'm like, yeah, stop giving me Karen and Frank, because it makes me know that I don't want Karen and Matt. And as lover, love shipper ships, I'm very invested in love stories, even in these kind of shows.
Yeah, I saw that. I get that for sure. I loved the finale. Love Winston and Coy. Couldn't disagree with them more. That they said that they were underwhelmed, or at least Winston was underwhelmed, that it was just kind of like a cliffhanger and lead up, and didn't really go anywhere. I'm like, yeah, that was the whole point of the show. I think the whole point was.
So they had a very similar issue that I did.
Which was what?
My issue is that I want Frank and Karen together. Their issue is they don't like the cliffhanger.
Right. All right. So then the final one for this week, and last but certainly not least.
Yeah, I obviously had to put this on the list this week.
Right.
I don't want to. No spoilers, Kristian.
I feel like what we should do here. You give a breakdown of this first, and then I'm going to give the audience a second to bail, because we have to talk about spoilers. So right now we won't. Right now, while you talk about this with your thoughts, go ahead, and then we'll give a warning for spoilers.
I had no idea this was coming. That this episode was coming and was going to be a big episode. I didn't play the game, so I have to say this is one of the first times that I watched an episode of television where I was like, I think they did a phenomenal job with the episode, but I don't actually like the episode, and I don't like the direction that the show's going in. And in that moment, I heard that this episode made a lot of people rage quit the game, and I understand why.
Yeah.
And I felt like rage quitting the reactions, but I'm not going to, and I have full faith in HBO and the show that it's going to be great. And a lot of people have DM'd me and been like, that's exactly how I felt. Stick with it. And trust me, you will be rewarded. So I fully believe that I might not feel this way at some point. But the way that I felt was not, you can't say it wasn't an excellent episode.
Sure.
It was excellent. But I was like,
well, we'll get into that. But so and I think that's good for you the way you set it up. So then that'll allow us to have a little bit of a spoiler discussion. So that's everything. That's the Roxy's TV picks. Make sure you check those out. Now you could be watching this on the Clips channel. As I told you guys before, make sure you subscribe to the Clips channel, because we put everything on the Clips channel from the show, and we have segments up there that you can watch every single day if you missed the show. So please subscribe. All you got to do is go into your browser, go to Kristian Harloff Clips, and subscribe to the channel. We have over 8,000. Let's see if we can get to 10,000. Let's try to do it. Okay. So we're going to get to the questions in just a moment. But before we do, just giving a warning to everybody. If you haven't seen Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2, you should tune out right now. We're going to talk about it for maybe like 5 minutes, and then we're going to jump into these questions, maybe even less. I don't know. But I'm warning everybody. So if you haven't seen it, time for you to jump out. We're going to do a spoiler discussion on Episode 2. You have been warned. I'll put my hand up, say, okay, this is the beginning of the spoiler. I'll do it again when it's over. Okay, Roxy. So I, unfortunately, because of doing, this for as long as we've been doing this,
you knew.
I didn't know that was going to happen here. I knew it was going to happen during this season. I wasn't sure if they were going to prolong it or let it go for a little bit. But I knew what happens in the game with Joel. I knew that was going down. And then you got to start to hear rumblings about that they're going to do it sooner than later. Apparently they do it differently in the game. In the game, you don't know the motive right away, and it just happens. And in this, they kind of let you know the motive right away. And I understood why she did what she did, but I hate her. Like, I hate her. I understand why it drove her the way she was. And if the story was about her, I probably would have hated Joel and said, good, but I'm not. It's not. It was about Joel, and it was about Ellie, and a guy that plays Anis Pedro Pascal. And it was brutal, and it was really good acting all the way around. And it pissed me off because Joel saved her twice.
Yep.
It pissed me off.
Totally, Christian. I felt like anger after this
Yeah, me too.
episode, which is so weird because people are like, well, what about Game of Thrones with the Ned Stark or
Yeah,
the Red
totally.
Wedding?
Yeah.
I didn't feel anger after those.
Mm,
This I felt anger after.
right.
Those I felt like, whoa, no way. This felt like I don't want to do this without him. I don't. This show
Right.
to me, the dynamic between Joel and Ellie is what I love about the
Right.
show.
Right.
And so that doesn't mean that I won't get back on board. It's just how I felt after watching this episode. Like, I didn't think it was the right story choice.
I know.
Now, I could be dead wrong.
Right.
And I hope I am.
They got to get you invested with it. I mean, like, I think what they were trying to do at the end of this episode, or even the middle of it, was really get you on board with his brother, right? Because,
Tommy, yeah, and I am on board with Tommy.
And I feel like Tommy's going to be the one now that kind of steps up. And I don't know, I don't know enough about the game, but I think he's going to be the one that kind of fills in that, him and his wife, filling in that position. And the question is Ellie going to be the one now who is essentially like Abby, who is just hell bent on revenge?
If we know anything about Ellie, it is that when she looks and says, "I'm going to kill you all."
Right.
That's now her sole motivation in life. Yeah. That's all. Now, there's follow-up questions on that. Will Dina be along for that journey? Will Tommy be along for that journey? Yeah. Will Jesse be along?
In the game, Tommy was the one in the room.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But I think it's really smart what they did with the show here. This is why it's like I'm of two minds, because it's brilliant television making. Because as somebody who watches 120 shows a year, I've gotten very used to television formats. And one thing I know for sure after watching 4,000 seasons of The Walking Dead and every other apocalypse show that has ever been is that if you take all of your main characters.
Yeah.
I know when you're not listening to me.
I am listening to you. If you take all your main characters, I'm listening.
Just repeat the last thing I said.
No, that's what you just said. You said watch.
All
right, you know what I'm going to do? Just to prove you wrong, then you have to apologize. Okay.
No, let me keep going. So if you, I believe you. Yeah. So if you take all of your main characters and you put them outside of a wall, right? Yeah. So we have taken Abby, Ellie, Dina, Jesse, and Joel. And we've moved them outside of a wall. Usually what that means in an apocalypse show is that when there's that break-in inside, everybody inside's going to die.
Right.
Because all the leads that need to live are outside, so you can torch the town.
So that's what you thought.
So immediately I was like, 100% Tommy and Maria are going to die. The rest of the town, they're going to come home and there's going to be nothing left. And we're going to have to go on the road again, which is very smart for this show to do.
Right.
Because then when Tommy makes it with this flamethrower situation, I'm like, okay, phew, Tommy didn't die. I felt at ease.
Because you're like, there's no way they're going to kill anybody else, like Joel or anybody else, right?
No way. I mean, I would have bet everything on the fact that Joel and Ellie would make it through the season as the only two.
Right. Yeah. Well,
it's so wrong, and that is so smart of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do this. We're going to stop talking about it for now because we have a lot to discuss. So everybody put your thoughts in there, and maybe we'll put a spoilers clips up there for The Last of Us. Okay, let's get Roxy. You're doing pretty good thus far, man. Like I said, Roka at 76. We're starting a little late on the questions today, but you have 46 thus far. So that's pretty good. You need about 30 to tie Roka.
Okay, here we go. One more time.
We'll see if you can do it. And we are going to be going through the questions.
Get them in early, peeps, because I can't stay long today.
All right. And let Luke know if there's any ones that we missed, and he'll send them to me. Gopal, still snowed under at work, but support. Thank you, Gopal. I hope still snowing. Where are you at?
Did you do the first one?
Which was the first one?
El Baba Yaga.
I don't have El Baba Yaga.
Okay, I'll read it.
Wait. Do you have no? You have the starred. That's not the first one.
Oh.
You're looking at the starred ones. Don't worry. I got it. Weird side note.
Isn't starred how it goes?
Not just. Sometimes you get lost. It's a stupid thing. I hate it.
Okay.
Weird side note. Did you notice that on Dawson's Creek, going from season 1 to 2 is the same day, but the weather goes from winter to summer? I never really watched Dawson's Creek. I can't speak.
I didn't watch Dawson's Creek either. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I don't have enough to speak on that one, but I know people love that show.
Yeah, they did. I can't believe I didn't see it.
So thank you, Gopal, for both of those. And now we have Clay Titus going to see Sinners tonight. Does Prime or Laser or Shuffle Your Nuts theaters really make a difference for you? And what's your favorite? I would say Prime would be great because the sound is so good in this movie. The sound and the music are really,
Yeah.
really good. So I would say, yeah, that Prime's probably a really good way to
I
go.
love a Dolby. I love
Me too.
sound is so like it moves your soul, and in this, it's so I think it's more important than IMAX.
I agree with you. Julius Wyatt, I saw Sinners finally. It's worth the hype for me. I love the music. Ludwig might be entering all-time composer for me. Thank you for all your hosts, all you do and your co-hosts. Thank you so much, Julius. Very kind comment. Yeah,
So nice.
Ludwig was pretty great. He was pretty great. The movie,
Unbelievable.
yeah, you love the movie.
Yeah, and I told you I think it's going to be nominated for an Oscar for the audio mixing and for the score.
I
mean, for the soundtrack. Not, I don't think anything else, but other people do.
So I don't either. I'm with you because not because I don't think the movie has quality. It's because I just don't trust the Academy, obviously. But Rogan made a good point yesterday where there's nothing out right now there's nothing that is coming out in the time period when the Oscar movies come out that are like clear cut. That's definitely going to be a big one. Like, you get Wicked Part 2, Avatar for sure. There's some other movies that are coming out that I'm sure will from big directors and stuff too. I think Paul Thomas Anderson has one. I don't know. We got to look.
What do you think is more likely to be nominated for Best Picture? Sinners or Superman?
Sinners or Superman? Sinners. Definitely.
You don't think there's a world in which Superman's going to be nominated?
No chance. No chance. Mr.
It would be so cool if Sinners were nominated. I'd be stoked on that. And it's financially doing really well. So I don't think it has zero shot. I just don't think it has the best shot.
Mr. I crap and shits. Roxy, I loved your reaction to Last of Us. You questioned continuing after Abby went golfing. The story of the game really just starts with that event.
Yeah.
Okay. We got to, it's got, look, Roxy, if you just said it, if the story, we're past spoilers now. So like if the story is good, then you'll be
I'm in. I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm not going to watch this. I am absolutely going to watch it. I hope that they win me.
All right. Let's see. Next one. Support for Roxy. Hey, Matt. Well, we did that one already. Okay. So I don't know what's happening. El Baba Yaga. The event finally happened in The Last of Us. As shocked as everybody is, imagine as a gamer, we waited 7 years for game 2 and boom, first night devastation. I'm sure playing that game must have been crazy. That's like reading the book for Game of Thrones.
El Baba Yaga sent that in at 6:17 this morning. Look at you go. You woke up and were like, I'm getting in my super chat.
Helping you out at 50 already. Look at you. Crap and shits. Question for PLD. Is it possible to edit in Thanos snapping his fingers when Steph disappeared? I think this would be a Luke question. It would be hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah, that would be great. Could you do that, Luke? You put Thanos snapping his fingers and then have Steph disappear? That'd be great. Knowing Luke, I'll probably have it by the time the show's over at the end of it. Luke S. Has Roxy seen the clip? Yes. I just showed it to her.
Just now, but that was wild.
It was great. I loved it. Handsome Ransom, loving the Malibu Roxy look. Damn. Strierverse. I like that. Strierverse.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Johnny Black became a new member. Thank you, Johnny Black. We have
cool name, dude.
A really cool name. I have a goal today. My goal is to put at least one non-edited reaction up today, which probably makes PLD happy, and then I'm definitely gonna do it tomorrow because tomorrow I'm trying to see
non-edited.
Yeah, I do like the full-on just non-edited reaction on Patreon and members.
Yeah.
So my goal is to get one up today.
So you can sync up with your own time code.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's right. Okay, Richard Okatura. Shout out to Roxy. Have you guys seen the new behind-the-scenes clip of Superman? What are your thoughts? I did not watch it. I didn't watch it because I missed it. I was going to do a reaction to it. I missed it. So I then said, I'm not going to watch it. I don't need to see anymore. Did you watch any?
Yeah, I did, but now I won't tell you what it is. But I've liked all of the marketing for this.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I'm skipping past the questions we already had for Matt, obviously. So I think Roxy has seen this. Armada, have you all watched the Colin Farrell Sugar Show?
Yes.
Did you like it?
I did. I really did. I love Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like people were like, it's the best of the year. I didn't think that, but I thought it was really solid.
Buster Barnes, thoughts on the Superman behind the scenes? Some cool first looks. There was a couple good new footage that you liked, Rox?
Yeah, and also we like talked to the actors a little bit, which was cool.
Yeah. Artem Shakmaranian. Andor is amazing. The only problem I have with it is the time period. I'm sick of the Rebellion, Empire, and the entire episode 3 to episode 6 timeline. I don't disagree with that. It seems to be like the only place that they seem to play. But I'm telling you, after season 2, it is the required, I should say, watching for Star Wars should be Andor season 1, Andor season 2, Rogue One, episode 4, 5, and 6. You can watch it as one big chunk like that, and it just flows together brilliantly. So I hope that people do that once this is over. But I understand wanting to be at that time period, but I really, really like seeing the Empire this particular way. Okay, let's see. CJ, the movie Warriors. Oh, we did that already. We've done when Matt was here.
Gosh, Kristian.
I know. I'm sorry. We got some more ones that we had from Matt before. I'm glad he was able to come in here and answer some of those questions. That's pretty fun. We got Ed who asked a question to Matt. We got a couple questions came in from Matt, and now 51 so far. See if we can get to if you get to a hundo. There's a possibility that Roxy and Roka might be on the same show tomorrow. We got to figure that out. Sean McCabe, Matt. Oh, we did that one already too. He said, I'll come. No, he didn't. So he said, I'll come say hi in Ozone. It ain't too far. You should tell him you're part of the show, man. And he'll appreciate it. James or Curry would love to see Lucasfilm take a DC style approach, pair a creative to a business duo. I think Sam Witwer in a James Gunn role would be great. Thoughts? Nah, that's not Sam. I mean, I shouldn't shoo it off.
That was rude.
I shouldn't just shoo it off because.
Nah.
But I don't know if I say that not because I don't think he would be good at it. I actually think the opposite. I think he's such an encyclopedia of Star Wars knowledge, and I feel like he'd be a little bit tougher on the lore and other things than, say, Filoni would. I just don't know if he has any interest in doing that as far as the business side. He is producing the Maul series. He's producing it, and I'm curious.
So if you heard that he did have interest, would that make you interested in him?
I'd be interested. I think because Sam knows a lot. Sam's a very smart dude. Sam is a very smart dude. And Sam, I can speak on, because I've been in a room with him and more than 40 times. And I can tell you that the guy he's a fan. He's a fan. He's smart. He knows the world. He knows the characters. I'm a former Star Wars Schmodown champion of the world. And my nah is more so like guy seems like he wants to do more with acting, but I don't know. It'd be an interesting choice. Yeah, and I don't even know because he's never been in a position like that before, though. Like James Gunn had been around that kind of stuff and been around Feige and he'd be in the thick of it. Sam has not been in that kind. He kind of throwing him to the wolves. You don't think?
I don't know Star Wars enough to have an opinion on this. I like Sam as a person.
All right. Sunday Joe, if given keys to Star Wars, what's your priority project? I am doing a show and I would see if Tony Gilroy would showrun it, and I would do a Darth Plagueis novel adaptation, James Luceno's novel. I would adapt that book, and I would make either a Disney Plus movie for it, or I would make a series, limited series for Darth Plagueis. 100%.
The actress that played young Princess Leia wanted to do a show of the teenage Princess Leia years, so I want that for her.
I liked her. It's the same question. But I wouldn't want Deborah Chow to do it. I'm telling you.
Just telling you what I'm doing with my keys.
Fair enough. I don't think any show beats The Pit for me. People love this.
The Pit is phenomenal. As of right now, it's a top 10. I think it might get knocked off for me, but it's phenomenal. I don't have one bad thing to say about it.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Everybody raves about it, not just you. And you were the first person I heard talk about it.
Yeah.
Ewok, with Shogun and Succession not in play, what will win the Emmy for drama series this year? Andor? House of the Dragon? House of the Dragon's not coming out this year. Would it be nominated for this season, last season?
I guess maybe because they're September.
Maybe The Last of Us, The Pit, Severance, Slow Horses, Squid Game, or White Lotus. I think White Lotus is going to get a lot of love, even though people don't love the last season.
White Lotus is a mini series, so it won't be nominated in the same category. Otherwise, I would say Adolescence also, but that also won't be nominated in the same category. And honestly, I feel like maybe they pitched Andor as a mini series as well. I don't
maybe.
remember.
Maybe.
Squid Game annihilated for the first season, didn't it?
I don't remember, but I wouldn't doubt it.
I think Severance will perform.
Okay.
I'm surprised to hear. Oh, because Shogun. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Squid Game, maybe Severance. Slow Horses had an okay season. It was still solid, but it wasn't my favorite. The Last of Us, we'll see if they're able to stick the landing.
Okay. Next one here. Let me actually do something real quick before we even do that.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna show
It
you.
wasn't you. All right.
Oh yeah, check this out. Oh no, can't. It said, what does it say? The video uses a unique code that your browser doesn't support. Oh, that makes me sad.
What was it?
It was a video I wanted to show you.
What was it?
I'm gonna try one more time and see. I'm not gonna tell you yet. Maybe this works. Let's see if I'm gonna give it one more shot and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to ask for another one. Let's see. Let's try it again. Let's try it. Here we go. No, it doesn't work. The video that was sent doesn't work. Okay, next one. Butt Funnel, who just puts in $49.99. Thank you, Butt Funnel.
Massive support from Butt Funnel.
Wow, that's very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
And 55 from that one from Butt Funnel. All right, so let's see. Is there a Force user in Andor season 2? I'm not going to tell you that kind of stuff, man. Starscream, you got to go watch the show.
My guess is yes.
You got to watch the show. Mike Joyce, Roxy, I think that you learning about Luke's hand was 3 years ago, way back when you were doing shows in person. Good times.
That's crazy. Could
Yeah.
be.
You guys, you did the shows together in person.
Yeah, we did. We did. That's why I built a studio in my place.
Oh, right. Okay. That's crazy. Mirjam, thank you, Mirjam. Member for 2 months. I truly love The Last of Us and what a heartbreaking episode it was. I never cried so hard, but man, oh man, it was overall so effing epic. Do you know that is the first piece of content that I think that I have teared up on camera, maybe ever?
Ever? Really? Wow.
Maybe that's not true. Because I think when we did something with I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it was, but that one got me. That one got me. Yeah. Sarab,
I was like too shocked and
to really understand what was going on.
Yeah, I didn't believe it. So all you see on me is like confusion and anger,
Right.
no sadness.
Right. Makes sense. Saraba friend, further proof that the Oscars have been a joke for years and average people should have no real respect for the result. Plus, isn't who wins the Oscar decided in large part by a weird lobbying anyway? It's certainly a part of it.
That's why that's the nerve-wracking thing about this new rule is if it's done by the lobbying and there's so few people that are watching on certain categories, I just feel like it will be easier to lobby, but they'll have to correct for that.
Have to figure out how to change that. But yeah, it is. I agree with you, Saraba, totally. RQMDSMD, support for Roxy. Enjoyed both of your reactions to The Last of Us. Thank you. Yeah, I put mine because of what you said, Rox. You know, I usually get the episodes a little earlier. I did not get too early. I didn't get a chance to even watch it until Monday morning. So by the time I just released it earlier this morning, so it's like it didn't do as well as it probably would have if I put it out on Sunday night.
We Rejects, we're doing Sunday nights with the gamers and Monday morning with the non-gamers. It's like so intense, but because I've noticed this, maybe because they know more than we do, but I think it's because they're dropping them Sunday night.
Yeah,
their numbers are insane. I mean, like double ours from the next morning.
I knew that Tuesdays, if you got it out in time, would be huge, you know. And I was like, and the second I saw it on Monday, I'm like, Andrew Thomas, happy Earth Day, Kristian and Roxy. I'm always here to super chat for Roxy. Thank you, Andrew. When will Captain
Andrew?
Yeah, I know Captain Planet was at one point was supposed to, right? When get a movie. I don't know. I don't think we're in the place that was more likely to happen in like 2015 when you could make a superhero movie about anything, anybody would see it. You got to pick and choose now. Nathan Drake, Roxy, does adolescence get better? I'm on the second episode and I'm falling asleep with them slowly walking around the school.
I'm shocked to hear you say that. You're the first person I've heard say that. I would say no. I would say if you don't like it by the second episode, you don't like the show. Which is just like insane to me because of I told you this is all done in one shot. How you could be falling asleep even just with the camera movements alone. I'm like shocked.
Okay. Well, Bitch Boy says, thank you, Bitch Boy. Mike Joyce, what instantly takes you out of a movie? For me, it's poor ADR. I watch, what is that show? You know that show? Jamin? For the first time over the weekend, I almost turned it off.
What makes you think it's a show?
I don't know. I said movie, I guess. I don't know what Jamin is.
Hamon? I don't know it.
Don't know what it is. But for me, what takes me out of it, bad extras.
Oh my God, that's such a good one.
Yeah, noticeably bad extras drives me crazy, especially when you have someone in the background. Their only job is to take the water and have a conversation. They're like, and the other person's not even looking, and it's so noticeable. It takes you like, it's like, what do you think? You can get your big moment with the water bottle in the background?
Bad Boston accents.
And that'll drive me nuts too. Yeah, it's true. That's a good one. All right, let's see. Chris Costin, just wanted to wish you guys a great day and hope all is well. Excited to watch Andor season 2 tonight. What was your favorite announcement at Star Wars Celebration? I think officially that we are getting the Ryan Gosling movie and Sean Levy movie, that it is the next one and a date. I think that is the type of announcement that they need. So the fact that it's actually solid and happening and shooting soon, that to me was a good one. Did you have one, Roxy? Did you even know what happened?
I like when Grogu came on stage.
Fair enough. Nathan Drake, Kristian, would you have Filoni on and express concerns? No, because I don't really think he'd listen, to be honest. And why would he? Why would he listen to me? And I've interviewed him before, and I've had many interactions with him, and I'll say this: I think he's a very nice person. I think he's a very nice guy. Was very, like, when my interview that I had with him was always very open, was always had conversations, was always generous with his time. I have nothing to say about him as a person. I just don't like what he's doing with Star Wars right now. But that's like, it's like if you're a baseball fan and you have a manager that you're like, okay, because the president of the team is Kathleen Kennedy, right? The manager of the team right now, you'd say, is Filoni. And I just don't like what the manager or the president are doing. So it's as a fan, I just go, I don't know. Not really. Who's
the coach?
I don't. Who cares? Mark Jason Ali, support for Roxy. Roxy, have you checked out Black Doves? It's a fantastic show with Keira Knightley. How is your family doing? And take care.
Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate you. We are hanging in there. I've never heard of Black Doves till you just sent that in. Which is,
I heard of it. The Keira Knightley thing. I heard of it.
I always think that's so crazy. There could be a show out right now starring Keira Knightley, and I've never heard of it. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah. I like Keira Knightley a lot. Bitch Boy, Spam. Your thoughts? I like it. Never really ate it.
I had one, but I was doing this benefit for Australia, and Maud had me take a bite of it.
Oh yeah, that wasn't Spam.
It wasn't?
No, that wasn't Spam. That was no. Spam is like no. I know.
What was that?
Oh, what the hell is it?
I thought it was Spam.
No, the Australian thing. No,
yeah, that's not Spam.
No. They'll tell you in the comments. What the hell is it called? Vegemite.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. I've been out here thinking Spam and Vegemite were the same thing for all these years. I've never had Spam. Vegemite was the grossest thing I've ever had in my life.
Gross. Bitch Boy says, "Do you believe in God?" I'm pulling a Roka here, and I never do this. That is too deep of a conversation for $1.99.
What?
It's too deep of a conversation for $1.99.
Oh,
yeah. Julius.
I think that was probably being asked about in regards to my American Idol thing.
Yeah. Julius Wyatt. Thoughts? Daredevil episode 1, 8, 9 were great. 2 and 7 was bad. Bad? I wouldn't go bad. I love the show from start to finish. So no, I wouldn't say bad. Bad to me.
I love the bank episode, and that was somewhere in 2 to 7.
Yeah, see, that was the only one, and I like that episode. That was the only one that I felt was kind of like, hey, look, this is tied into the MCU, and it felt like more of like what the old show was supposed to be. And then the last 3 episodes felt like, oh, this is the Netflix version of this. Dancing Dog 60. Would you both agree that in the aftermath of Seinfeld, there really hasn't been must-see network not cable, great sitcom television.
I
When did Friends come out?
Completely disagree. Friends was after
When
Seinfeld.
was after Seinfeld?
But also, I think Parks and Rec, 30 Rock, The Office, How I Met Your Mother, Modern Family, they all, to me, I'm not saying they're as good as Seinfeld or Friends, but I think that they were must watch. And right now, I find Abbott Elementary to be up there with the great sitcoms.
I do understand, though. I agree with everything that you said, Roxy. I think there were a couple of them that definitely hit afterwards. But I think that since that time, with streaming and everything else, and so much more, so there was only like back then when Seinfeld was on, you only had like 10 options to watch things, or 8 at that time.
Community. I didn't name Community. Sorry.
Yeah. And who knows if those shows that you mentioned, because some of those shows came out when there was a lot of stuff on streaming and there was a lot of stuff on cable and other things.
New Girl.
Oh, that was must.
Oh my God, New Girl was amazing, and that's like one of the most streamed shows ever now.
Really?
Yeah, it's so good.
Right.
The reason I'm not to Max said Always Sunny, who knows it's one of my favorite comedies. I'm not mentioning that because you said specifically must see network, not cable.
Yeah, it's not network. Artem, they didn't give some of the game critical moment justice in episode 2. I don't want to spoil it yet, Artem, because we're past that point.
I have heard that.
Yeah, I don't want to get.
We wouldn't know because we didn't do it anyway.
Right. Julius Wyatt, the attack on Jackson felt very Helm's Deep. I said that in my reaction. Actually, I said it's like one of those orcs going to come.
The Good Place.
Will you stop now? Like
I
Mike
loved The Good Place.
Mike Joyce, has a show added a monkey ever improved the show? I didn't like when Friends did it, and I don't like the monkey story in Righteous Gemstone final. I liked Marcel. Might be one of the.
I like that too. What is the show that we just watched with Vince Vaughn?
Oh yeah, Bad Monkey.
Bad Monkey.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, that was done too. Yeah, and that worked. Handsome Ransom, Roxy. What action movie franchise would you want to join? Fast and Furious. You'd be good in Fast and Furious.
Oh my God, that would be so much fun. I mean, like, obviously the thing that I'm obsessed with right now is John Wick. I've always loved the Bourne franchise, but no, I do think I'd fit more in like a Fast and Furious would be so fun for me.
Yeah.
And it depends on what you call action movies. If superhero movies are action movies, I would like cut off my arm to be involved in the DC verse. So
Nerds Engage. Hey, Roxy, you glossed over that your dad got Aerosmith back together last week. I never heard that story. Can you share a little bit? Thanks.
Yeah, I've talked about it a little bit before, but my dad he ran a country club back in Massachusetts. My dad was involved in the entertainment industry. He was a promoter, and he promoted for Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, a lot of the classic rock bands. And he was close with Joe Perry, and he started managing the Joe Perry Experience.
Okay.
And then when Aerosmith was getting back together, my dad, because they didn't want it to be public yet until it was like official, especially because there was sex, drugs, and rock and roll going on, and they wanted to see that this could happen. So they would rehearse at the country club, and then my dad put them back together and then was their promoter for years and years.
It's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, really, really cool. Really cool.
It's a great
but
story.
that was all like happened right in the 80s up until the early 90s, I believe. So I never was alive enough to know that.
Yeah. Well, check this out.
Should have gone for the head.
Mistake. You just use the woman. And then you say, oh, and then, oh, how did that just happen? Perfect. Thank you, Luke. Thanos just snapped Steph right away. Okay. Next one. And this is Mark Jason Ellie. Did I hear right that the Oscars are going to have a stunts category finally? Yes, that you did hear right. And you'll be able to read about the winners online because they're not going to air that. So
I think that's really exciting. I really hope that they go back and honor like Jackie Chan, Tom Cruise. Maybe they can go forward and honor them.
I agree. Okay. Mirjam, support for the lovely Roxy. Well, the support for lovely Roxy, she's only around 10 away from tying Roca. She's 9 away from tying Roca. She's at 67. Orca 447. As a big Pixar fan, I have to ask, what are your 5 favorite Pixar films? Mine are both Inside Out films, Finding Nemo, Toy Story 3, and Up. Oh man, that's a hard one. I would put Finding Nemo in there. I would put the first Toy Story in there. Really do like that first Inside Out.
Inside Out is so good.
Yeah.
I also agree with Up. So probably Up, Inside Out. I'm pulling up an entire list. Ratatouille. I love. Toy. It's hard. I clump all the Toy Stories together because I think they're all so effing amazing. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say in the top 5. I have to go through it. But those are some of the ones for me for sure. PLD, thanks for saying that about the time code, Roxy. Many Rejects patrons seem to miss it, and then they yell at me.
What?
I guess about the time code on the unedited reactions.
Oh yeah, because in the intros, Greg tries to have us be very specific, but then they still don't. It's like when they think they're going to Patreon and that will show the movie, which is not what's happening. You sync up with your own time code.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You can't watch the whole thing. I mean, we probably should say that too, but I just thought everybody knew that.
No.
Stephanie Litz prediction: Sinners will have an Everything Everywhere All at Once groundswell this year's Oscars based on audience critics' reaction. I would love that to be true, Stephanie. I would just go pretty close to steak dinner bets that won't happen because it's a vampire film and because it came out in April. I just don't think it has a chance.
I also think, I am obsessed with this movie. I thought it was amazing. Absolutely.
My favorite movie of the year so far.
Absolutely loved it.
Yes.
But my manager, who Kristian, who I took to watch this, said that he can't name 5 better movies ever than this.
Wow.
Like it's a top 5 of all time for him.
Wow. Holy shit.
So I don't feel that way.
No.
I feel like this is phenomenal. I loved it. But if it is for enough people a top 5 movie of all time, then it will have an Everything Everywhere All at Once push. But for me, I just thought it was a great movie, not the greatest movie of all time.
I'll tell you what makes me sad. No one's talking about The Accountant 2. Comes out this weekend.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I loved it. I really
Oh,
thought
good.
it was
I'm
really
excited.
good. That was really good.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, and if you like the first one, I like the second one. But nobody's talking about it. I wish that they would. Paige Chaudhry, the voice actor Laura Bailey was Abby and got death threats over this, and hopefully it won't happen to live actor. I mean, well, you never know. I was going to say
I saw on Caitlin Devers' Instagram that some people were being vicious, and then people were defending her. And Pedro posted a picture of I won't give any more details, but just of Caitlin and Pedro together. And there was like some cray comments.
This is why the internet sucks. Anyway, Dancing Dog 60. Ever cut one or have anyone rip one next to you in a sold out movie? When I saw Face Off, I sat next to a guy who was letting them rip. I had to leave. The best thing that I remember, it was one of the most. It wasn't the last Scream movie I liked. I can't remember which Scream it was. Probably 3 Screams back. I can't remember which one. What was the one with Emma Roberts? I don't remember which. Whatever that one was. I remember sitting there and some guy just tore one, and I remember looking over at him going, that was the best thing about this whole movie.
I feel like I've only seen her in TV shows. I can't think of a movie she's done.
She was in that, yeah.
I only can ever think about somebody just ripping on an airplane. I don't think it's ever happened to me in a movie.
There's some video, and it's now they just dubbed the guy's voice over. I don't know where the original video came from, but like it might not have been an actual plane, but they play it on the plane thing, and there's like it's like an Indian guy, and he goes, "Can you people please stop farting? It's really bad." It's hilarious. Ryan S. support to get Queen Roxy to 100. She's at her favorite number right now.
Hate it.
Nathan Drake, curious if either of you saw season 3 of Daredevil, because in my opinion, that was the perfect ending to the Daredevil Kingpin story. They need to move on to other villains. I didn't see it. I didn't see the Punisher 1 and 2. People are telling me I need to see Punisher 1 and 2. I know.
I was going to literally say, obviously, we saw season 3 of Daredevil.
Didn't see 3 or 1 and 2 of Punisher.
That's crazy.
I know. It was during the time, I think it was during Collider time, and I was just like,
so you don't understand my Frank Karen love.
I do, only because I have heard enough about it from the comments.
Oh.
Yeah. Sunday Joe. Kristian, happy to show some extra support. Thank you, Joe. I'm seeing Thunderbolts later for the fan event. Keep up the great work. Roxy, hope life's going well. So, Roxy, I got good news for you. So, you haven't had an interview from me in a while.
Oh, good. What do you got?
I'm pretty close to be getting Lewis Pullman for Thunderbolts.
That's cool.
So I will have an update to that soon, and you'll be the first person to get the
last one I did, you never even posted.
Yeah, I did the Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, in full, but not the clips.
Yeah, clips are up.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They ate shit.
What?
Yeah.
I thought that DC one would annihilate.
His video quality was atrocious.
His video quality was atrocious, but what he said was wild.
It's great. I know. Moises Gutierrez. Hey, Roxy, you look incredibly beautiful today.
Thank you.
PLD. Kristian was the best extra. Prove me wrong. For which one? For the point of origin?
He's saying it's because you were talking about bad extras before.
He might be talking about point of origin. When I was an extra with
You gotta keep it going, man. I got my heart out.
There's no way, Luke. I don't know if you're gonna be able to find that clip of me as an extra. There's no way he'll be able to find it in time of me as an extra. It's somewhere on my Instagram, but it'll take him too long to browse through that. But yeah, I was an extra in point of origin with the great Ray Liotta. Mike Joyce, hashtag beat Roca. She's not too far away. She's at 72. 72. Let's go. Next one here. And we are at 72 with 10 minutes to spare. Chris Cosson. Roxy, who's your favorite character out of these three from New Girl? Nick, Schmidt, or Winston? For me, it's Nick or Winston.
Schmidt.
Oh. Okay.
I love Schmidt.
Ryan S. What food will you absolutely not eat? Full on avocados. I like to physically fight one. Little ones, I can, for some reason, I can eat them in sushi. I don't understand, but full on avocado. PLD. Thinking of Roxy in an action movie reminds me of the videos you guys made of Roxy running, which is the best.
It is so fair and actually haunts me that one day I will have to do that and make it look okay.
It's the best.
I'm actually like pretty good at like it. If I had to do but running actually haunts me. It haunts
a good slap.
Yeah.
Slap.
I can, because like I'm somebody who works out, so I can, but running, it's my biggest fear that they're going to be like, oh yeah, you have the role, except just do one more thing for us. Just run for a little bit.
Do you know who Pete Alonso is?
No.
He's a player on the Mets. And he's a very good player, but he's not the most athletic guy in the world. But they just did this whole thing where he was running to third base. I don't know if anybody can get me that clip, but third base, and he's running and his legs are moving, and it looked like you when you're running to the bathroom.
Oh my God.
It was great. The Sink Lord, Roxy, out here in all natural baddie mode. Hit that number, guys. What do you hope Fantastic Four will accomplish, and do you think Superman will save DC? It's not about saving DC. It's about starting
DC.
Yeah, that's really what it comes to.
And yeah, I do think it will kickstart DC, and I hope that Fantastic Four is the first like loved Fantastic Four movie. That's what I hope.
Mr. I Crap and Shits. Roxy, is Tara still traumatized? I've never seen a reaction where she spoke so little. Was she
after The Last of Us, Kristian, she just like could not talk.
Couldn't speak. Wow.
And she just kept saying, I'm just pissed.
So she was with you, so she didn't play the game.
She didn't know so all three of us watching the non-gamers had
so but that was you,
me, John, and Tara.
Do I know? Oh, John. Okay,
yeah, John was bawling, and Tara and I are sitting side like seething.
Who's the guy with the mustache? Do I know who's that guy?
Andrew?
I would assume so, because I don't know who that is.
He's also on Jabby's channel. So Steph posts with him on Jabby's, and I'm with him on Greg's. Okay. Andrew is like my favorite human. He is a trivia king, Kristian.
Is he? So he would have been he was past his time.
Yeah, totally. This is like this is his only kind of this kind of gig. He's a baseball teacher. He coaches baseball stuff. He's
I've never met him before. I'm glad to hear he's a nice guy. Mr. I Crap and Shits. Thank you, Crap and Shits. Glad to see you as a member, my friend. Handsome Ransom, Roxy's Harley Quinn. Get Gunn on the phone, please. Be amazing.
That would be awesome. I would die.
She'd be great at that. 74, 2 away from tying Roxy. Roxy Roca. RQM DSMD support for Roxy. Thank you.
Woo, baby.
Lord, watched Tombstone, one of the great cowboy movies for the first time. Love that movie. Never knew the guy, but loved his Batman and Iceman growing up. Doc Holliday is probably one of his greatest roles.
I've never seen Tombstone.
Oh my God, Roxy, you got to. I'll be a Huckleberry. Carlton Rudder.
That's where that's from?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it's from. London Calling. Kristian managed to get through my dad's funeral today. Roxy, thank you so much for the studio TV series recommendation. Superb series. Can't wait for the latest episode. I'm glad that you got a chance to see it. Again, so sorry for your loss, Carlton.
Oh, Carlton.
Yeah.
You said London Calling, so I started dancing, and then you read the next part, and I stopped dancing. I'm so sorry, my dude.
Yeah. Well, he probably wants you to dance. Probably Carlton wants to get a smile on his face too. And I think the studio is definitely a way to do that. I love that show.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
I
because
put it on my list this week, I think.
You
but
did.
you didn't.
Oh, did we not? Did we not?
No.
You're right. It wasn't.
That's okay. I'll do it next week.
It's awesome. So funny that it's so stupid. Because when you brought this up, I was like, how come we didn't talk about that when you were going over it? And I was like, oh, you just told me because I forgot the graphic. So that show is so good. And it also, there's just not a lot of good comedies out there to watch for me anyway. And I love watching it. To me, this is
plus.
It is a must-watch show for me.
I think this will be nominated for Emmys.
I think so too. I think
it's really, really good. In this episode, I really liked the dynamic between Ike Barinholtz and this other girl. I don't know what her name is. She's like the breakout star of the show, and I've been watching clips with her, and she does Rubik's cubes, and she's like the ultimate nerd. So really cool.
Yeah, she was really good. Mr. I Crappage said Roxy's greater than Rocha. Period. Oh my god. Mearsum, support for Roxy, tied at 76 with Rocha.
Thank you.
Neilio, love the World Girls calendars. Are you going to do your own calendar?
Oh, you don't think that's to you?
No. Why would the hell do we want a calendar?
I don't know. I do the World Girls one. So are you doing your own?
You're not doing the World Girls anymore.
Oh.
So the hell they want. Nobody wants a calendar with me.
You and me just both looking at each other. I'm looking at you like, when are you going to start speaking? Maybe. Jen Sturger does a really sexy, great calendar. That's amazing. World Girls calendars, I'm glad you love them. They're not like sexy, they're silly. So I don't know that a silly one girl calendar would do well. Like usually we do one bathing suit picture, but the rest of it is kind of silly.
Right. And the answer could just be absolutely not. Would you want to do a sexy one?
It's a good question. It would be cool to get in sick shape again. Like you look at Jen's and it's like, oh my God, this girl is so hot. Right now, if I did one, it would have to be a little different because your girl has not been hitting the gym the same way. Although I did prep for the movie that way.
Nice.
I don't know. I've never done a sexy, I wouldn't do anything too sexy, but I like sexy photos. Okay. It would be kind of cool.
Cooley, hi. Hey, fam. Quick question. How is Sal? And what Sal? Sal. Who's Sal?
Well, I know DJ does a show with a guy named Sal. Oh.
Does he mean Saul?
Maybe.
And how is Kate and Brett doing? Kate's doing busy.
Sam, maybe Sam. How's Sam?
Not sure. If Sam's doing good. Saul's doing good. I heard from Saul recently too. Sinners was dope, and more original films for Kugler. I'm with you on the more original films, Cooley, for sure. Brett's good. I'm excited to see him. He's gonna be in studio in a couple of weeks. Patty Boy. The only thing I care about is when Roxy's on.
Yeah, Patty Boy, it's me, Daddy.
Mr. I Crap and Shits. Roxy is definitely greater than Mike. Oh my God. All right, Roxy, 78. You did it, but Steph's gonna be around here soon in these parts. So 78 is gonna be a number that both her and the Capes people could get. What? 79.
I hear you.
Kristian should do a calendar, pizza themed. Yeah, just go to different pizza places and
I honestly thought they were talking about you because I think you would do a hysterical calendar. I would buy your calendar.
No one's gonna buy that calendar. I wouldn't buy
Kristian pizza themed calendar. In the chat right now, by a show of people, would you buy a Kristian pizza themed calendar? Be honest.
There's no one that's buying that.
I would buy it, and I don't eat pizza.
Oh wait. So
imagine if you're like pizza's here, you're seductively like.
I don't know how PLD did this. Watch this, Roxy.
Well, thanks. We'll get their money.
We need it.
Your wife is here, John.
Hey, you made. I'm so glad you're here. What'd you think of the speech?
You said she was going out of town.
She was. You heard I was giving the speech, and she wanted to be here. You know how proud she can get.
Yeah, I don't know how proud she can get, John.
Did it work?
Good job.
Thank you.
You're in and out. You did your job.
I think I think that they dubbed me. I was actually an extra in that movie twice. and I almost got my SAG card from that one. There's another scene where I played a burn victim, and I'm just completely, you can't tell that it's me. I'm laying there, but the way I wanted to stand out, if you go and you watch that movie, I don't know, Peeled, if you have Point of Origin, but it's a way that if anybody can find that movie, if you find a scene that's after, because basically, this is a true story, I believe, that Ray Liotta was playing this cop investigating this arson stuff, and turns out he's the one setting all the fires. But like, I am playing a burn victim, but I wanted people to realize it was me. I want to remember it was me. So I was watching wrestling a lot, and I did the DX suck it, and my hands are like that. You can't even so my hands are like that, so it's me. So that's a little thing for anybody. So when I'm
effing hysterical,
hilarious. So like, I can tell every time which one I am because my hands are doing the DX job. Oh wait, there's some more. Sorry. And then Roxy's got to go. Oh, look at this. We still have one. All right, Patty boy. Daddy's having trouble.
it's me, Daddy.
Support for Roxy again. And then we got Cooley. Hi. My bad. I did mean Saul. Working and listening. Love. All good. Yeah, Saul's doing good. I talked to him today. He's been doing some wrestling stuff, and he tunes in and all the time, and he's texting. And you remember his dog that got the bacon, right? Passed away.
I don't remember.
You remember? Oh, the dog that got the bacon when he used to call into Collider Live. Oh, it was a big bit. I crap and shits. I'd buy a Big Balls calendar. That's how I would buy that too. I would buy that as well. Anyway.
I would way quicker buy you and pizza calendar.
No. Anyway. Well, Roxy, we did it. Thank you for being here. Thanks to Matt Serra for being here. Real quick, where can they find you, Rox?
Everywhere at Roxy Stryer.
How easy is that? Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. So make sure that you guys are going to France. And when you go there, you just go like this and then come home. But thank you. Yeah, that's right. Go to the Kristian Harloff Clips channel. Please do that. Go on over to, you want to become a member, you can do that. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff. And please do the Clips channel. Please. 84. So thanks again. Appreciate you. And we will see you guys on the flip side. Bye, everybody. Bye.